Hey there, welcome to the Astro Oracle reading for the week. Me and Bazoo. What do we want? What do you want? Oh my God, subscribe to my channel. Just click on the button below and you'll get a notification when the videos are up. And I'll see you in a minute. Let's do the reading. Now remember, if your sun sign is Aries, that's what you read first. If your ascendant is, say, Sagittarius, it's the second reading that you look at. Then let's say you're Libra moon, then you're going to do that. If you're a double sign, you just end up with 6 cards. The bottom line is this: follow along. You'll get a very intimate, very accurate reading for this week. So let's start with Aries. Oh, and if you don't know where to find out all this information, astro.com will give you that knowledge. Okay, so Aries is, the 3 cards for Aries. Aries, fork in the road, go the distance, poised. So you're not ready to make any moves this week, Aries. Fork in the road is saying, though, it's in the protection position. Make a choice, any choice, because you might be stuck on something, but also don't give up. So try different things this week. Don't make any major commitments this week in terms of, I think this is more about projects rather than relationships. It's much more about the things that you want to get off the ground. Does not look like it's ready or you're ready. So you're just going to have to take a breather this week, and you might want to check your I's, dot your T's. All right, now that was Aries. Now let's look at Taurus. Taurus, we have also fork in the road. You saw me shuffle those cards. Yin and Imagine in the protection position. So fork in the road, yet again, in the protection position, is all about being kind of afraid to make a decision. Just make any decision. Make a move. The move here says what kind of move it is: to be really receptive to whatever spirit wants for you instead of what you want. And don't catastrophize. This is very, very important that you use your imagination rightly this week. And it could be because you felt stuck and you're like, I don't know what to do. Don't worry about what could happen. Just know that any choice you make, especially if you're being receptive to see like 1 step towards the gods, they're going to take 10 steps towards you. But you have to wait for those 10 to come back, right? You don't go rushing past them going, I'm too busy. Right, so you want to be very receptive this week, and that is for Taurus. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards again. Here we go. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Now let's look at Gemini for this week. Gemini. Oh my gosh, come on. What are the chances I got the same card? That is crazy. Oh, wow. Are we all in a place where we have to make a decision? This is freaky. Okay, so yet again, we have fork in the road in the protection position. That is odd. What are the chances? So interesting that 3 signs got that. So I'm wondering if we all have to be looking at making a particular choice and we don't know the right one to make. But it does say that new life is assured. You have to, but it's not ready yet. Remember that's so interesting. So just, even though, I can't remember, was it Aries? It wasn't, nothing is baked yet. It feels like we all have to sort of slow down. At least the first 3 signs of the zodiac do. Chop wood, just do what's in front of you and don't worry about what new life actually shows up. It's going to show up in its timetable. Now I'm going to do a different type of shuffle. I'm going to do I would call my poker shuffle. And then we'll do this on top. And then we're going to cut the cards. And if I get that card again, I did not. Okay, so this is, so Cancer is comfortable in the receptive feminine. So that's actually very good. And it really shows that your red flags were on the money. So again, truth be told is in protection. So you'll see, oh, this was a mistake. We can fix it. And going, oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that. That was that kind of a vibe that you'll probably hear yourself say this week. Or, oh, I knew that was a problem. So you get a chance to repair or fix something that you notice this week. And just be receptive to hearing opinions or whatever information that you tune into. So that's interesting. Now let's look at Leo. So Leo, here, flexible, peace, and not for you in protection. So the flexible card in the protection says don't be too rigid. Your lack of flexibility will cause the problems. If you have any issues this week, it's going to be because of your own lack of flexibility. So you want to turn that around and say, release my rigidity, I'll be at peace, and I won't be chasing after something eluding me. So it is really a bit of a warning to stay put and really just be flexible and see what comes up, as opposed to things have to be a certain way or I won't feel good. Right? That's important here. And if something is not for you in the moment, doesn't mean it's not forever. It means that it could be maybe not now. So just stay put there. And now let's take a look at Virgo, my husband's moon. Okay, Treasure Island is in protection. Exchanging gifts is in protection. And chop wood. So this is interesting because something that you may be planning on doing. Now this is typically, we look at this in this particular deck, this card represents career, it represents the exchange of your contribution, and then exchanging gifts is the exchanging gifts card. So I kind of look at this like you might be putting together a project that's not going to work. Now when I say it's not going to work, it just means you have more work to do on it. It means it's not ready. It doesn't mean it's no, never. This means the chop wood card, whatever it is that you were hoping to be complete that week, will not be. So this indicates, oh, I still have more work to do, is what it is. Curious about that. That's Virgo. Now let's take a look at, put those back, Libra. What does Libra have to say? I love the feedback that we get from you guys about these card readings too, because they tend, you know, when I first started playing around with, can I do an oracle card reading on these 3 aspects of someone's chart, and then I realized like, wow, this is really accurate. So I'm excited to hear that you feel that way too. Okay, so now let's do Libra. Libra. Oh, this is great. So I love that happy is in the center, because you have these 2 cards over here where you feel like you're rushing towards your destiny. There's no hurry. Nothing can be taken away from you that isn't yours. Like, so that's the other piece here. The Fates card, when it's in the protection position, says like, oh my gosh, you really do have to say, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, wisdom to know the difference. The serenity prayer is calling your name. And be happy that the things that you think you want don't happen right away. This buys you time, Libra, this week. It just gives you a little bit more freedom to continue to work on the whatever it is that you were looking at working on, and you have more time. So look at this as a gift. Okay, now let's look at Scorpio. Here we go. Let's go Scorpio, Scorpio. So isn't that funny? You've got the fork in the road in the protection position. You have it too. So, but this is towards the end. The first card is Yang in protection. Don't rush forward. This is a real week for you to take a break and have some playtime and make a decision. This could actually be here if we say the fork in the road is there after the Yang. It means that don't take whatever is going on in front of you is meaning that it's going to be like that forever. But do make a decision. If you can't stay at the fork in the road forever, just make any decision. Take one step anywhere. Because this could show, this card when it's in protection feels like you get very stuck, or this is a stuck place to be. And just step out of it. And this is also an opportunity, now that I've seen it 4 times, that they need to do something unknown as well. Step into the unknown. And play with that. Now let's look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Here we go, Sag. Yeah. Nice, nice. You seem to be having a good week. By the book, community, and to be fair. So this feels like very nicely balanced. You're feeling like you have something that you can rely on. This is the reliability. You're comfortable. Could be that your family's doing well, or the community that you're involved in. It just feels like there's a sense of, oh, I feel balanced this week in all these areas of my life, and I don't need to step out of my comfort zone. I'm actually in a good place. That's what this says. Now let's take a look at Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn. You can also use these readings if you know your progressed moon. You can also take a look at your progressed moon. This will, give you a little bit of insight on what's going on with that. So Capricorn, you're a little uncomfortable this week, but it says here, don't quit. Moving through, and don't take any risks that you don't need to take also. So there's a place, it's like you want to move forward faster than you can. you want it to be a sprint, not a marathon. And it is saying this isn't the week for you to take any unnecessary risks. I would be very conservative with your energy and your decision makings, etc. This is a time for you to say, you know what, I'm not taking any risk. I'm going to turn this sprint into a marathon, allow myself a little bit more time to do things. The no place like home card, when it's in the protection position, may be that you're feeling uncomfortable with the changes and you're just not used to them yet. Then we have Aquarius. Say Aquarius, building blocks. So here it says you're coming in with very solid foundations right now. But where the areas you need to change are that you may have outgrown certain groups. That you could be groups of friends, could be online communities, could be, just feeling your connections to the people around you have changed. And you're coming now from a very different place of being grounded. So, and this is a little bit of a rebellious streak that you have. You're not going to put up BS from anybody. So I'm going to say you're pretty grounded this week, Aquarius. You don't have to listen, I guess, to the dramas around you because they're not yours, and you're pretty clear about that. You may actually decide to walk away from certain friends, etc., because you're like, you know what, we don't have anything in common anymore. I think I'm going to move along, or because I've outgrown you. That's possible for you too this week. Hi, Pisces. Okay, this is for Pisces. Pisces. Chaos and conflict has already occurred. You are in the lovely center of the storm. You're in that eye of the hurricane. Nothing is really phasing you. You're used to it. You're looking around going like, yeah, okay, fine. So it's like nothing new. Again, beautiful week for you. You are flexible. This does say that you are just knowing that you have to just focus on what's in front of you, and you're not going to let the chaos affect you the same way you might have in the past. This is really, you've done your work, you know what to do, and the flexible card is always very good when it comes in an upright position, because it says you have the capacity for flexibility, which means that no matter what comes to you, you're able to handle it this week. So that's our Astro Oracle for the week. I will see you next time. Colette Baron-Reid, over and out. If you like this video, like the video and like my page and leave me a comment. I love reading them. I'll see you next time.